Greetings and welcome to the start of a brand new project, the Zomboid run, which I've titled Starvation. If you've seen my channel update video, you already know what this is about. We're going to be playing with the Starving Zombies mod. Zombies will be attracted to corpses of other zombies and also to the player if he, is dirty and smells like corpses. So I did a little one in-game day test run, and yes, it works exactly as advertised, and I was quickly chased out of the starting town, and that is a new feature that I wasn't quite expecting. We'll see how it goes. So we're gonna play, starting off in the modded town, TikiTown, one of my favorite map mods, and I'm curious to see what has all been reworked for build 42 in that mod. We also have Constown, Taylorsville, and Grapeseed. There are not that many modded maps yet available for build 42, but those are the ones that I've selected for this run, and they look very promising from what I've seen so far. I've barely explored them though, if at all. So lots of unknown areas to explore, which I always really like. That's one of my favorite things of the game. Explore something new. In terms of sandbox options, I always like to show this at the start so people can kind of get an idea of what is the actual challenge here, what is the difficulty, and not just, trust me, it's a challenge run, but hey, you can recreate this. So we're playing with standard apocalypse zombie settings without respawn. That's, you always see, like, if something is yellow, it's changed from the default. Which is kind of a low-ish zombie setting, but I still need to see how it feels with the starving zombies and zombies being attracted to corpses. So far, it makes it spicy enough so that I'm even saying we're not gonna play with runners this time around. Just standard apocalypse. We might add 5, maybe 10% runners during the run if it becomes too easy. But so far I've not felt that way. Since the topic of this run is starvation, and we have starving zombies, well, we're also gonna have a little bit starving or more challenged player characters, which would be me. So food in all its varieties have been changed from the default 0.4 to 0.1 loot rarity. So for a quarter of the food that you would normally see is only spawning. In addition to that, our cars will also be potentially starving. There's a 95% chance for any gas pump we come across to be empty. So if we get the lucky 5% and find a full gas pump, we should be good for a while. If not, we're gonna be siphoning gas from cars. Nature. Fishing abundance, very poor. Nature's abundance, so foraging, very poor. Farming abundance, 0.1, so 10% of what you would normally get out of farming. It's probably not worth. Actually, this should be on. Kill crops that are grown inside. Will not be able to do that. Also, I reduced the amount of vermin that will show up, like rats and stuff, because technically they could also be slaughtered for food, so let's keep them down. Then we have also, talking about that kind of stuff, animal sport chance, extremely rare, so we're not going to be just going around butchering every cow, sheep and pig that we can find. We're barely able to find any. Alright, the character I have in mind for this run is a police officer, because finally I want to play around a little bit with shooting, and police officer seems like the right profession for that. Starting us off with 3 aiming, a nimble, and 2 in the reloading skill. Also means, since I have nimble on my character class, I don't need to take gymnast. The usual kind of stuff of negative traits that you often see. We're going to play a smoker again, so we're not going to be athletic. Also, I took Fear of Blood. Panic when performing first aid on self. You just don't get injured. Cannot perform first aid on others. Gets stressed when bloody. we're already incentivized to wash ourselves regularly to get the zombie stench out of us, to not attract too many zombies, so Fear of Blood Fear kinda gives me a second reason to do that. Outside of being a police officer, selected baseball player, so we're gonna try to play around with long blunt weapons for melee a little bit. And so I also took Whittler for carving, so we can potentially carve our own baseball bats down the road. Everything else kinda standard, fair. We go doing the usual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Logan Salazar. Oh, good luck. So yeah, the Starving Zombies mod. There was a similar mod in build 41 called Please Don't Feed the Zombies. That mod worked a little bit different, and it kind of created a sound event around every corpse. So that would just base on the hidden sound that you wouldn't hear that, but the zombies would hear that, and that would attract them. Had the side effect that the more corpses you had in the area, the bigger the sound radius was, so eventually you would drag in zombies from 3 towns over. This mod, Starving Zombies, actually kind of introduces some sort of smell mechanic. It's also going to be influenced by wind speed, wind temperature, not wind temperature, wind direction. Wind temperature, what? And then also by that has a little bit of a max distance that it will affect. Alright. Turn that off. See what we have here. Labeled can of fruits. I don't think we're going to be picking up any agriculture books. I'm going to grab that food over here. Bottle would be nice. Not outside. Some big house behind the building. It's quickly red, so we don't have to carry it around. Great, corpse on the road. I wonder if that's going to be eaten in 5 minutes. Fluffy carpet all around. Cats. Rip pens, we can mark our map. Alright. Okay. Done. I can backpack in our starting time building. Alright, that's a good find. You know, I don't know where we're gonna end up tonight, so let's just grab that pillow. Sure, you know what? I'm even gonna have a towel. So, not terrible first house. We have kind of a weapon, a frying pan. We don't have any water container. Also, this kitchen doesn't have a sink. And we don't have a bathroom on the ground floor. A little bit of a weird house. Oh, look at that. Empty plastic bottles. You know what? I'm just gonna grab both of those. Let's go back inside and fill them up. No bathroom on the ground floor. And yeah, let's also put everything in our backpack. I'm so used to just ditching the pistol normally on starts in build 42, but nope, we actually want to keep that. And we got our first friend knocking on our door. Oh, well, he's knocking on our... Maybe we let him? Trust in the good old single zombie can't take down a door thing? Now, technically, key for my starting building. That is unfortunate. I was going to say, technically, this is our starting house, so there shouldn't be any zombies inside, so maybe we can loot at our neighbors. I don't think we're going to be doing much in terms of blacksmithing this run. I say that's a little bit odd that there's no sinks in any of these kitchens. Let's grab some scissors. I'm just gonna chill it here, right? Magazine. Half of me is expecting that we're going to be chased out of town again once we start killing zombies. I'm kind of picking a little bit of stuff up that we might need in the wilds. The umbrella, like the extra water bottle, cooking pot. So one big thing is going to be that, yeah, wherever we kill zombies, new zombies will be attracted. So it's like, don't shit where you eat kind of situation. That was a really good find. Warhammer. Definitely beats a frying pan. He's not interested in me. I wouldn't mind if the game actually showed me what's happening here. Make book crates or something like that? I don't know. Zombie at the window. I don't think we can open this. Let's be quick about this. Zombie is gonna come inside here very soon. That is a huge building here next door. Okay, zombies inside. No, actually not. No. Ah, now the problems begin. Let's actually let you in. Ah. Once the zombies are distracted. Try to loot a little bit around here. Now we're gonna very quickly here see the results of doing a couple kills as we get bloody and of course more and more zombies flock into the area. Getting that taxi key though might be our way out of this. Except it doesn't have gas, okay. Home sweet gnome. middle of a huge residential area. I'm not even sure which direction to go here. Now, we could also try to use the whole smell mechanic as a little bit of a bait, you know? Kill a zombie here, attract other zombies to that location, go somewhere else. I'm not sure that's actually gonna work. Like that. A little bit at a loss here where I want to go. One of my first priorities usually is to get a car, get mobile, be flexible, get out of Dodge. Yeah, you see now they're more interested in that zombie corpse, and yeah, enjoy your food. Enjoy your lunch. I know I'm gonna be enjoying mine. I have a carrot, you have a zombie. Might be. I had a little animation glitch in build 42.8. The rectal update is a little bit concerning. I know, there's too much banging going on here. Oh yeah, they're coming. Smelling something. Let me just do this. Kind of check in here. For potential cigarettes, since we are a smoker. I feel like a repeat of my little test run is slowly unfolding here. As more and more zombies take up my smell. Let's get lucky and then we just drive away from here. No, maybe? Maybe? But you don't have time to smash anything in. Okay, I think you don't really have a safety net to fall back to. Like, starting in a house that's surrounded with zombies coming in from all sides certainly pushes you out a little bit. And normally you could just, you know, just kill the zombies that are coming in until they stop coming, but, you know, they keep coming. Because you're attracting more and more by killing more and more. At least that's my experience so far. Okay, it's maybe a review. I'm hoping I could leave her there as a distraction. And maybe sneak into the garage here also. Oh, this is not where I want to be. This is definitely not where I want to be. bunch of... I've got a can of food we can't open. Got a yogurt and two... no, free food items that we need to cook first. Anything in the vending machine? Nope. The TikiTown tokens. Did not have a game recently. So no cars parked here. Do a little bit of this. Let's run away here. Walk away. Oh, there's a trailer park. Hospital doesn't sound great. I'm gonna be honest. That's probably gonna be just as overrun as everything else here. Everything about this? Why am I doing this? Yeah, no, this is... not in any way better. Oh, there's... okay, I thought I could get around, but there's a lake there. Ah. Yeah, see, this is one of the reasons why I said, okay, we don't need runners here, because probably with a runner I'd be already dead. Some barricaded trailer there. Get out of this shithole part of town. Maybe we can have a little bit of a reset over here. Again, I'm already hearing zombies again. Just one zombie. E for the Wrangler. This thing has gas. Alright. Right. Oh, they are finishing their meal over there. God, look at that. What do you expect me to do? I have a claw hammer and no skill. I think my typical approach would now be find a place at the edge of town from where we can then fight our way into town slowly. Like, we can't just leave town completely because of the whole food situation, right? It's basically almost impossible to get food anywhere in terms of foraging, fishing, trapping, farming. So if we don't loot buildings, we're gonna starve. So we gotta come back. But I don't see any place here right now where I say, okay, let's kill the zombies here and then we'll be golden. There's the road out of town. Yeah, that was the exciting start in TikiTown. Let's get out. Man, this is I'm faster out of TikiTown than I've ever been out of Muldrow, that's for sure. Although we got really lucky here with the car key. Okay, so we are on the river, just southeast of Riverside. So there should be a couple houses here. I think this is far enough away. That corpse already eaten. We're far enough away from the town, so any killing we do here shouldn't attract anyone. So we hope we can just kill every zombie in this area. And then make food runs into town. also got a barbecue here, so the uncooked stuff, I guess power is still on. So we can just cook inside. Multiple keys for the residents, yeah. On the table, a water bottle. Yes. Not hearing any of zombies. I definitely want to check out that house next door. Make sure we have a little bit of a base here. And yeah, I think getting out of town... Oh, look, cook show, cook show. VHS. Talk about VHS and shows. At 6 we would have the exposure survival. I don't think exposure survival will teach me anything that I need this run. I think we can skip it. Of course, carpentry. Nice to pick up. What's this then? Tailoring basement? I mean, could have been something useful, but at least we're not gonna run out of clothing. Check out the neighbor's house, also the shed. Did I turn this off? Oh. Somebody's having dinner. And this is kind of a little bit where the mod also plays a tiny little bit to your advantage, because the zombies will, of course, eat the dead bodies and kind of not directly always come for you. Might just get distracted by the nearest meal. Come on. Didn't expect him to jump immediately onto the bike, but yeah, we have the bicycle mod. What's your weapon? Okay, a hard hat and a plank. That is not a great find for a tool shed. So I mentioned that I played a little one-day test game, and I also ended up getting run out of town, and on foot though in that game, and ended up here at this little compound, with the main difference being that there was a survivor group of zombies spawned outside, so like 15 zombies right there, and the other building up north kind of spawned in as a party house, so we also had like 10 zombies in that house. So definitely a very different experience, and kind of shows me, I mean, you gotta take my word for it, but it shows me how different, how much RNG, spawn luck or spawn bad luck can play into this. I don't think we need a second set of painkillers. key for the cabin. Is considered a cabin here? I don't know. What we do know though is we wanna Yes, I can check. Right. Yeah, okay. You hover the key, it highlights the door with the key is for, so we can just leave this one behind. Okay. I'm gonna make a little loop around the house here. Checking if there's any more zombies here. Seems fine. Not much in terms of food in these two houses. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cook up the food that we brought with us. Actually, let's first of all close the window. Away. Would I actually double dip here a little bit? First of all, cook it, and then we're going to put it into the cooking pot. A stew or soup or something. Okay, we can't do that with the mussels. We just eat. Did I? No, okay. I think when you don't have any levels in cooking, putting more than 3 ingredients into the stew or a soup or any like of the advanced recipes already kind of reduces the unhappiness and boredom reduction. It helps if I turn it on. That's 106 hunger direction from this. Kinda not super hungry. I think I'm just gonna eat the rest of the steak, and we put the stew in the fridge for now. Gonna have it tomorrow. That on the belt. Dented cans can have like stale or even rotten food inside, so I don't think I want to bother with that. We don't need. I guess, you know, we're not gonna go outside anywhere. Might as well turn this on. Tune into life and living. We might actually still get a show here. Yeah, exposure survival, okay. Fishing, great. Doesn't matter. And we can watch the cooking show. As you know, maybe cooking skill might become relevant this run as we get more calories, more hunger reduction out of the food that we prepare. We're not really tired yet because it's day 1 and we're wakeful. That being said though, no, I don't know. Let's give them the proper bed. Let's take a quick look at the map here. What we've uncovered here so far. Okay, so this was the trailer park. This was that weird hospital. This is where we originally started. I think this might be the university area. I'm not 100% sure. So this is the northern edge of town, right? With the Docklands area here. I'm trying to see if we want to poke back into town what the best approach is. We could, of course, just drive back in the way we came. But maybe we take the long road around and come back here and then poke from the north, the northern side, northwestern side of town. Because of I feel like it would defeat the purpose of starting in TikiTown if we then leave the town and never come back. So I want to poke back into town because our stew is not gonna last as long. All right, I'll have a good night's sleep here, and I'll just sleep. It's not see you in the morning. Yeah, we don't need to put a cut here. Okay, I guess that was wakeful. 3 hours sleep. Let's assume that we're not going to be coming back here anytime soon. There's magazines. No, put on. Pick up the cooking pot. Absolutely. We should probably, as I'm leaving the houses that we control here, fill up my water one more time. And control is very, very loose. Very loose use here. Double check if we missed any food. Nope. There's absolutely nothing in this house. Yeah, those loot settings. Really gonna put a timer on this run. But yeah, so we definitely got extremely lucky getting a working, great condition car with plenty of fuel inside. And then also having the backpack in our starting house even, right? Now, kinda looking for smokes. Getting a little bit agitated and sad here. Best chance of finding those is usually gas stations and glove boxes of other cars, and of course offices. And is it just 3 guys? I think it's worth fighting this just to get into those cars and seeing if they have some smokes in the glove box. Not super great. We have that hammer and then a backup pen. It's not great for weaponry, that's for sure. And of course it's all the wrong weapon categories. We go to Ratchet Wrench. Okay, grab the eraser, the battery, so we can remove marks from our map. Plenty of lighters and matches. Annotated map for March Ridge. So one change I made. So I used to have this remember annotations mod, right, where I would click on it and it would copy the annotations to the world map. That is no longer needed. So if we go to the world map now and scroll down here to March Ridge and then click this little button, then you have here the symbol for an annotated map, and you can just see that this is where the annotated map was going. Also, great new setting. We can reduce the brightness for the world map a little bit, so we're not getting flashbanged each time we open this. Nice new quality of life. We don't have any animals here. Sometimes barn. It's actually kind of nice places for loot. So yeah, sometimes they're not. And I want to swing around back to TikiTown, but I might as well check out the houses here. See how many zombies there are, and if we can find any smokes here in the car, so... Ah, that's a surprisingly good condition. How's it looking? Not seeing or hearing anyone inside. Let's see. So, I'm using the beds with blankets mod, and last time I used it was just, you know, plain blankets, but these kind of pattern blankets, kind of interesting. Alright, let's just go inside here. Any food? I guess we can get the can opener since we do have a can. So having a bowl is always nice. Bitch. That is so cool. I wonder if you can you kind of see just the blanket? No. Unless there's a, hang on, I'm exploring them more. Can you just, you know, remove blankets? Curious now. Green blankets. That's kind of fun. I can already see, like, when you're building a base and you're like, oh, I want to get my favorite blankets, favorite pattern, you know, that blanket from that TV show or something like that. Okay, any backup weapons for us? A garden fork. Alright. Yeah. Weeds that we're not going to be able to do anything with. I'm really debating on whether or not I should be collecting watches. Because there's no real rush to get a generator. Because we're not going to have much fresh stuff that we can store where we need a fridge for or something like that. Most gas stations are going to be empty, so hooking up a generator to get gas is not going to be an issue. So it's really just potentially long-term to have light in your base. Let's see. Any food? Jar of fresh potatoes. Taken out with us. Probably time that we eat some of our stew that we made. I'm not gonna get rid of this, of the watches. That's also the only one I collected so far. Okay, cool. Zombie. Oh, I heard a zombie outside. Oh. What a nerd basement. Love it. Fortunately not a smoker. Yeah, dropping for crash. Ah, a cache. I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay, you know what? Since we found that woodcraft tape, first of all, let's tune into Life and Living. Maybe we get a late show, yeah, late showing of the cook show. Wonderful. See you tomorrow? I don't think so. And then we're just gonna watch the craft tape here. Bang, bang, bang. I thought you would always get a level, even without reading any books from the kind of shows and tapes. Evil. Thought that was a super rare thing to find. Yeah, still getting more and more miserable. Smokes, no smokes. There's something in the... There's a plastic bag in the plastic bag. There's 9 plastic bags in the plastic bag. Okay. Nothing in the trunk. Alright, let's carry on. Nice little distraction. Well, we got the woodcraft tape. Other than that, we didn't really get much out of these 2 houses. So I'm gonna take the long way around here. So I can try to poke into the northern side of Tiki. So, you know, we're gonna clean the roads behind us, yeah? While we're at it. Oh. Well, I'm feeling right better. Do we have anything we can do about being a tad weepy right now? Can I actually wear my badge? No. Have it on me. This is a little bit of a long way around. This goes to the golf course near Riverside. Posh area of town there. And there's the train tracks that we saw inside TikiTown. So there should be an offshoot. Is it an offshoot or is it a turn? I don't know. It's a turn. So if we follow this, it should take us back into town. Although there are 3 mailboxes here, it usually means this is a road that just leads to 3 houses. See, this actually looks very promising. Maybe we can... Like, it's a house just outside of town, right? At least I hope this is right outside town. You know, check the map here. I was considering pulling that zombie super far away. But I don't think a single zombie is gonna attract that much, hopefully. No, I'm still trying to figure out how that mod exactly works. And I guess a lot of this is just gonna be a matter of experience, right? It's also not just a single mod enemy anymore. Boredom, stress. No, I need something for unhappiness. Cans of food is a great find. I don't like being weepy. Let's read a book. Honey? Thinking zombie corpse in the bedroom of the house. Oh, yes, you can't attract any zombies if there are no zombies to attract. Hang on, I forgot the hacksaw. TV. So we can't watch witchcraft. Hang on a second. Little rabbit. You're stuck inside the fence. Yeah, this might be promising. That is, it's not as far away as these houses here were from the town, and it's also not like fighting it in an industrial area, which is usually nice for loot, but not so great for food. But we're fighting into the residential area, so this might be our very shitty base of operations. Did you ever check your trunk? Me wants to block off here. Okay, the rabbits already got out. Never mind. In this case, if we turn this into a base of operations, I don't want to kill any zombies near that house. Or, well, not at least not too close to it. Any of these houses may be better? No. Maybe that over there. That is Simpsons blanket? I don't know. Maybe I'm... Oh no, it's Spiffo. For some reason I just saw... my head turned this into a yellow faces, and I'm like, oh. Simpsons characters. Social survival mode camping. Elite. Sausage. I will pick up all the food here. Okay, right. That is actually fantastic find. This is pretty amazing. Let's also grab one of these and one of these. I don't think we're going to be shooting anytime soon. I mean, I want to do some shooting in this run. I just don't think that's going to be a day 1, day 2 thing. Yeah, put actually everything we don't necessarily need to have on ourselves here into the trunk of this car. That kind of stuff. It's like already due for another smoke. I don't think that house had a TV either. Get some of the live and living shows here. What's up? This one has something. I don't see it though. Build a magazine. Somebody just moved in, or is about to move out. Kimbo. So far, so kind of disappointing, but also so good. Okay, so we basically have 3 houses to choose from. This didn't have any zombies inside, so no corpses inside. So maybe it makes the most sense, but yeah, let's see what we can do about getting back into my hometown here. A little bit of daylight left. We did wake up very early today, right? So might not be able to fight until 10 in the evening. Maybe 7, maybe 8. And we can kind of start to get a feeling for how this zombie corpse attraction thing works. Banging happening. Don't care about watches all that much just yet. Let's grab one whetstone. Sandbox, good finds. Grab a happiness book. Resort shower rubber hose. Yeah, I'm gonna be siphoning gas very soon, I think. And so the first dinner guests coming in here. Probably just gonna get worse as we kill more zombies in this area. Could probably always check instead of just picking them up. which house the keys are for. You know, now I have 2 keys, 3 keys actually. As I'm hovering over, it highlights this door. All 3 of them. Since it's already open, that house, don't really need those keys. Wouldn't mind getting into the kitchen here, but okay. I'm about to say, some doors about to break. It's not highlighting this door, unless I'm misreading that. Yeah, wouldn't mind getting into the kitchen. Which one is this? One is the kitchen. Okay. Anything? Cereal? What? I'm very tempted to actually grab that TV. One of them. You know, that's what we're gonna do. Because we're about to be tired, probably anyway, because we're in early morning. Grab a TV. Sling it under our offhand. Oh, in build 41, as long as you're walking in an area near a house, it would be considered powered and you could actually walk while moving. Now let's just bring that back. Walk while moving. Watch TV while moving. I know words. Very familiar with most of them. But there's still a rabbit. He just escaped. So let's say there's still a rabbit caught in our fence here. I hope we're not gonna run into too many problems with the zombie corpses we have. We could drag them onto the campfire and try to burn them, but oh no, we can still do this. Run around with the TV. Is it actually gonna play? Living, we have visit. Okay, maybe not. I guess we maybe also just have missed the show. Anyway, let's eat the rest of our stew here. I think we're gonna... Oops. Can we check it out the window? It's a no. Let's, since we're playing with the corpses attract zombies mod, I think maybe actually burning corpses might be the thing we have to do here. Just to keep ourselves a little bit safer. Can I grab you from here, from this side of the fence? Also be completely exhausted from that. I'm not sure if I would need to clean up also the blood splatter to be absolutely safe here. There's already a curtain on this window. I was just trying to have curtains on the windows facing the zombie side, but apparently we have curtains on all the windows. Quick rest. Grab those twigs here that we get if we pick up the stone. And then we're gonna need something for fuel. Those are not twigs. Apparently not. Oh, you just need to find like a block. Yeah, sure. Now let's take the tree branch here. Tree branches fuel. I guess we should probably. Alright, let's be thorough about it. Let's grab the last corpse here. Guess we're gonna have to drag that corpse all the way around. And I'm curious to see down there at the houses where we killed like 10, 12 zombies, how many or how few that then attracted. Maybe I'm overestimating the effect of the whole thing. Maybe we're gonna be in for a little bit of a surprise. Might be not quite on the fire. Alright, light the fire with the twigs and the lighter. Tell me this is actually working. And they're gone. Just like that. Poof. Put on fire. Can't see anything. I guess we do one more little fire here. We head to bed. Then let's actually put anything that's fresh in the fridge. Let's just put all the food in the fridge. It's easier to see then what we have, what we don't have. And maybe we'll put the books in here. Before we go to bed, let's read the magazines. Throwing shit on the ground already. No pillow. In the car, isn't it? It's fine. We'll just sleep here in the not bloody room without a pillow. And that's the first 2 days of a new adventure. Waking up with nightmares. Fantastic. Oh, you know what? I forgot to wash. I've got fear of blood. I shouldn't be just going to bed bloody. On one hand, I like that they have the new categories for washing all stuff, but there should really be a wash all thing and not just 15 times that you have to click. Can I spray myself with some perfume? Cologne? No? Sleep again? Also no. Can't get back to sleep. Well, I wanna figure out how to get back to sleep, but for now, we're gonna call it a more or less successful first day. Read about mechanics, try to get tired again, and then we'll continue poking into TikiTown and seeing how feasible that is. If we continue killing zombies in that same area, we're gonna have more and more zombies swarming to that area, so maybe we have to drive to a different part of town. But yeah, we've got food for 2, maybe 3 days, so we gotta keep looting. We gotta keep fighting. For now, we're gonna put a cut in here. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.